a quick walkthrough on changing your oil. Everybody can change their own oil and save themselves at least about a good $30. Most of the time $40, depends on the shop you go to. But it's very simple. You can get everything you need from Walmart. You find out what kind of oil your car takes by looking at the cap where you put the oil in. Know the year of your car, the size liter of the engine, and it'll tell you basically with that the year in the car, the year and model of the car, and the liter of the engine. It'll tell you what size oil filter you need. So let's get to it. I already bought my parts from Walmart, and now let's get up under the car and let's get started. Most of the time with lower profile cars, you will find that it's not enough space for you to get up under there and change the oil. It's actually one bolt you have to undo. So in my case, what we're going to do is lift the car up a little bit so I can get up under there. And oh yeah, you may need one of those guys. That's to catch the oil. You only have to buy it one time, but you will need that to catch the oil that's draining from your car. And you probably want to get you a bucket or something too to dispose of the oil, so you can take it and dump it the right way. You don't want to dump it in no drain or anything. So I'll be right back once I get the car lifted up. Alright, once you got your car up, the bolt you're want to get to is going to be behind the oil pan. As you can see right there, right here is behind the oil pan. This is your oil filter here, but the bolt is right here, and that size bolt you're going to need is a 13 millimeter. Get your oil pan in place. Get your ratchet on lefty loosey, righty tighty. Of course, you know, since we're taking it off, we're going to twist to the left. So remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. It could be a little confusing for some since the bolt is facing backwards. So remember, when you're on your wrench, just go the direction that has the resistance. Alright. You want to let it all drain out until it comes to a drip. Once that comes to a drip, then we're going to take the oil filter off. So I'll be right back when we're changing the filter. Alright, our oil has come to a stop. Let's carefully slide our pan up under the oil filter. And let's begin by taking this oil filter off. You can let the oil filter fall straight in the oil if you want, or you can hold it however you want to do it. What you see, the oil is going to come out however you do it. So just make sure, and so will your oil pan. You don't need it anymore, so once you get it off, just drop that sucker right down in the oil. You don't need it no more. It's done with. It's through. And of course, put the oil pan back up, because as we're leaving a little bit more pressure and a little bit more oil is going to spill out. And let's begin putting the new filter on. Now sometimes the oil filter can be a little tight, so you might need an oil filter wrench. This little device I got here is a pretty nifty one. You put your socket in here, 3/8 socket, or you can extend it down to a half. Either way, you can put your ratchet on there, and what it does is when that's turned, these gonna grip that filter, so you can loosen it or tighten it in each direction. So if you don't have one of these, I recommend you get one of these. Other than that, some people can do it with their hands, but I recommend getting one of those if you don't have one, because most oil filters, you can't get in at that angle with the wrenches that they sell. This one right here, you can put an extension on it if you have to, and you can take it off and way down here. You don't have to be up beside it. So it's a nifty little device to have if you don't have one of those in your toolkit. The new filter will go on just like the old one came off. Always start off twisting it backwards first so you don't cross thread. So give it a little twist like this. Make sure it sit on there first. Twist it backwards like you're taking it off. Just to make sure you got the threads lined up. And screw her on. Now, these are newer cars. On older cars, they used to say pour the oil inside your filter first, but you don't have to do that with newer cars. The oil is going to go in there anyway. So get that as tight as you can. And I'll be back when we're adding the oil. Now keep in mind, when you're adding your oil, you want to keep in mind the cylinder of your car. This here is a 6-cylinder, and it's a newer car, so they don't take as much oil as old cars used to. They used to say put a quart of oil per cylinder, but they tend to go a little bit shy of 6 now. It's probably more like 5, 4.5. So what you want to do is add 4 quarts and then start adding the rest slowly. You don't want to overfill it, or you wind up having to drain some of it out, because too much oil is just as bad as no oil at all. So when adding oil, just keep in mind, add slowly. Now once you got your 4 quarts in, what you want to do is come back here and check it often, because you don't want to go, see if we can focus here, you don't want to go over that safe zone. You want to stay within there. You don't want to go over that. So you keep checking. Keep checking that and add more oil as you need it. Just don't add too much oil. Filled up, and that is actually the last step of this, just filling it up. With these cars, there's a way that you can reset the dash once you change the oil. I have a link for that in the end of this video. It should be over here or up here. But as always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.